Okay then, so what we're going to be talking about is the top 10 items of issued kit. Now, I was approached by Bill Stoker. He's got his own channel, Stokertmatic. Check him out. He's got an awesome channel, covers a lot of the similar stuff that I do, so outdoors, survival, military, you know, kit reviews, that sort of stuff. He's got a great channel. He approached me and he said, hey, how about we compare 10 items of British kit, 10 items of American kit, your top 10 items. I thought, yeah, great idea. Obviously, British kit is going to be better, isn't it? You know, we've been established a lot longer than the Americans. We don't just sit around when we're at war eating hot dogs, burgers, drinking Kool-Aid, shooting the shit, all that sort of stuff. We actually go and stick bayonets and start fighting people and stuff. So I thought, yeah, that'd be a great idea. Now, the Americans, they like to play about with their knife hands, as they like to call it. We've got something far more potent. It's called the Brecken hand. Okay, so stand by for the Brecken hand. Americans, if you're ever in the UK and you go to Brecken, that's where we do a lot of our training. If you set foot out there, you probably melt because it rains all the time, and we know how much you love the rain. So stand by for the Brecken hand, dudes.
Sir, yes, sir.
As you've all probably worked out by now, I'm a little bit of a kit pest. So I've been collecting gear over the years during my service. And one thing that the military hasn't given me is a lot of good kit. So when Bill Stoker, he approached me and said to me, do you want to talk about the top 10 best items of the British Army kit? I was at first thinking, well, what the hell am I going to talk about? Because there's only a couple of bits of kit that have actually worked. But over my service, the gear has got better. So I'm going to talk about that kit as I go through. So, America. Bill's representing you guys, and you know, I'm representing the gentleman. So as I'm going through, we'll talk about how I've used that kit and how it's worked well for me. So the first item I'm going to talk about is a SMOCK, okay? Now, this has got an amazing heritage. It goes all the way back to the Second World War with the Denison SMOCK, which is pretty much where this came from. It was done in a brushstroke pattern though. I'll show a picture on the video of that. This is the DPM one that started in the 1980s, and this is the one that I wore in the 90s going into sort of 2000s before they changed to MTP. So this is designed to have these press studs on it rather than buttons, and that's so that when the parachute opens, if you do get any lines over you at all, or if you have a collision with anyone else, it's less of a snag hazard. It's also got on the back of it, it's got this bum flap that basically pops off, goes underneath your legs, and it basically keeps everything nice and tight, so when you're parachuting you can stuff loads of kit inside your SMOCK. And also with that, it's got kind of a baggy sort of cut to it, so the idea is you can put kit inside and you can jump with all your kit inside your SMOCK. Still got my old Pathfinder DZ flash on the sleeve there, and I'm wearing a set of German wings that I earned many years ago there, and as you can see, it's in the old DPM, which is actually a useful camouflage, unlike the American UCP, I think it's called, which was only ever used if you wanted to hide on your granny's sofa. But this is actually used, as you can see on the background there against the woods. It works really well. So that's the SMOCK. So number 2 then, what I'm going to be talking about is the British Army issued BASHA. Now, the first ones I got issued were the old ponchos with the hoods. They were pretty crappy, they're quite heavy, not particularly waterproof. They really fixed that when they brought these out in these sort, I think it was early 90s, with these DPM BASHAs, now made in MTP. And they're quite a decent bit of kit for an army issue bit of stuff. They're quite robust, decent size, and also you can use them as a secondary purpose for a stretcher. So you can actually pull it out, put a casualty on it and carry them away. So again, in a decent camouflage, unlike the American UCP, which is pretty hopeless. Great for hiding yourself away in the woods and not just against your granny's sofa. So that's the BASHA. Okay, so this is the BASHA laid out on the ground, and I've actually folded it over on itself, and this is how we use it as an improvised shelter. So it's got these handles on the edges, another couple of handles there, and handles on this edge as well, and you can lay a casualty down and actually use it as a stretcher as well as a shelter. Okay, number 3, Aku PIGRIM boots. So being an infantryman, especially a paratrooper, your footwear is absolutely paramount. If you haven't got decent footwear, then you're absolutely screwed. When I joined the army in 1988, we had boots combat high. They were absolutely notorious for wrecking your Achilles tendons, for giving you shin splints, all that sort of stuff, solid rubber soles. As I progressed through the army, they started issuing fairly decent boots, not too bad as I kind of progressed. And then not too long ago, so I don't know, 8 years ago or so, they started issuing these. So these are the Aku PIGRIMs. absolutely fantastic set of boots, and it's quite amazing that they're issued something to this quality nowadays. So all you young guys that might be whinging about these boots, stop whinging. You've got it damn easy. In my day, yeah, and all that good stuff. Okay, item number 4 then, issue PCS thermal jacket. Again, when I first joined the army back in 1988, we had this piece of crap that we nicknamed the Ho Chi Minh fighting suit, because basically it looked like the sort of kit they used to wear in Vietnam and in Korea, where it's like a quilted jacket. Absolute piece of crap. I heard the Americans, you get issued those too, and I think you think they probably look quite smart. Nah, they look like you're in absolute Webster's mode. So this bit of kit here, I only actually got issued this when I left the regular army and joined the reserves, but it's pretty smart. I mean, it's not like a Arc'teryx jacket or anything like that, but it's going to keep you nice and warm. It's got a slightly fleecy collar, that sort of stuff, and it's not too heavy. And it's not, you know, you're not going to get too worried about getting it wrecked when you're going exercise with can cream on the collar, because it's issued, eh? So PCS thermal jacket, nice bit of kit. Item number 5 then, this beautiful bit of kit, this rucksack here, as known in the UK, a BERGEN. Okay, so this is the air support BERGEN. I was issued one of these in DPM, not an MTP like this, back when I was in the Pathfinders. It's not a general issue bit of kit, but it is issued to like specialised units, special forces and stuff like that. And this is basically a much improved version of the classic PLC BERGEN. So we all know, you American guys, you love your Alice packs, don't you? You go on about Alice packs, they're awesome, they're great for bushcrafting. Yeah, they're okay, but you know, they're not that great. The frame on them kind of chews your back up. And if you put more than about 30 pounds in, then you're going to start getting problems. But you guys haven't got that problem, have you? Because you don't really carry too much other than a few kind of Snickers, chocky bars, Twinkies, all that crap. We carry some real gear in this, okay? So we carry well over 100 pounds when we're working in advance of our own forces with Pathfinders and stuff. So what you've got on the outside of the rucksack is 3 large compartments, another 3 small compartments at the top, and then you've got zips on the side for putting your own PLC side pouches on. You've got a nice padded back there, pad you against all that, you know, the weight that you're carrying as a British soldier as opposed to your Yank. And nice padded shoulder straps too. As you can see here, there's lots of strappage floating around all over the place. This doesn't actually belong to me. I borrowed this off a screaming crap hat, who's a good friend of mine, but is obviously his strap squaring away skills aren't up to scratch at the moment. But anyway, the PLCE air support BERGEN, awesome bit of kit. Okay then, item number 6. So what I'm going to be talking about is the old style, the old school jungle issue trousers, or tropical trousers as they are also known. So these, when I first joined battalion in 1990, were absolutely essential to have, okay? If you weren't wearing a pair of these, you're either an absolute crow bag, that's a new guy to you Americans, or a screaming crap hat, and again to you Americans, that's a leg, okay? So these bits of kit, not only do they look the business, they're nice bright sort of, they stand out, don't they, other than your normal drab colours. They look the business, but they are the business. So they dry really quickly, they're hard wearing. Used to use these for tabbing when you're doing speed marching and stuff, and they're a lot more comfortable. The only problem that happened with these then is when we went to Northern Ireland, when we was over there against the IRA and stuff, we couldn't wear these on the streets of Northern Ireland. The reason was because the fun police were in town, and their excuse was, well, if you get set on fire with a petrol bomb, these melt rather than just burn. Like you'd give a shit about that if he was on fire, yeah? So we weren't allowed to wear these in Northern Ireland. But, you know, when we went to war, before my time, but when the guys went to war into Falklands, you know, getting bombed, shot at, artillery dropped on them, they was allowed to wear this. Yeah, check that reasoning out. But great bit of kit, jungle trousers. Item number 7, the jungle sleeping bag. Right then, so this is a great issued bit of kit. It's basically like a much improved poncho liner. Shock horror to you Yanks, okay, because I know you love your woobies. We don't have a child's name for this thing. We don't call it something nice and cute like a woobie. We just call it a jungle sleeping bag, okay? And it's very much like a poncho liner, apart from it's got a zip all the way around it, so you don't have to get it tailored and added to. It's already done, but it's nice and compact, nice and light. You can use this as a summer sleeping bag in the warmer months. So really nice bit of kit, that. So the sleeping bag then, it just comes with a really sort of lightweight kind of hood type thing. The inside of it's got this really soft touch stuff, it's really comfortable. to your body, and then on the outside it's got kind of this more tougher outer fabric, and it's got the zip along the side there, so it's got a heavy duty zip, and you can just unzip it all the way, so you can open it up just like, and have it a blanket just like a poncho liner. Item number 8, this humble metal mug. Alrighty, so again, swinging the lamp yet again. When I first joined the army in 1988, all was issued was a plastic version of this, which is pretty damn useless when you're in the field. You can't cook on it, you can't make a nice cup of tea that obviously us Brits want to have every 5 minutes, according to you Yanks. Yeah, we do like a cup of tea, we like a hot drink as opposed to just pouring coffee in our mouth and drinking water with it, because some people are just lazy, yeah? But anyway, this came out mid-90s, and it was awesome because the guys had to stop buying their own metal mugs. We used to buy our own because they were commercially available. Some bright spark in the MOD decided, hey, wouldn't it be a great idea if we issued a bit of kit that all the guys are buying? It's a bit like the Americans have had since God knows how long, since the Second World War, yeah? So it's just got a simple handle on the back of it, just two grips there, and you just put it straight on top of your Hexi burner or your gas burner or whatever, make your brew in it, have a nice cup of tea after you've finished trouncing the enemy, smashing the hell out of them. You sat on their trench and you have a nice cup of tea, don't you? Awesome. Number 9. So what I'm going to talk about next is a windproof SMOCK. These are pretty legendary in the British Army, first used by special forces, especially in places down in the Falklands, places like that. Now these are an awesome field jacket, okay? The modern version of them aren't as good as these. They're a bit too complicated, a bit too heavy, whereas when they first brought these things out, you know, before my time, but when I was using these during my service, these are awesome because they dried out nice and quickly, they're not too heavy, you don't overheat wearing them. Loads of decent pockets on them, got a hood on there as well, just in case you're snuggling up at night. Obviously you never wore it when you're patrolling, unless you're a screaming crap at, but awesome bit of kit, again made in DPM originally, now available in MTP in limited quantities. Have a look on eBay and see how much those things are going for. But that's the windproof SMOCK right there. Item number 10 then, and I've saved the best till last. And I've got to hand it to you. You guys had this first, and you gave us a great present. The essential, the one and only, Tabasco. Okay? And we started getting these in our ration packs, you know, a long time after you Americans, okay? But we eventually cottoned on to the idea that it was a good idea to stick something in our ration packs to spice up our food that otherwise tasted really bland. I don't know, mid-90s, late 90s, something like that. And I was so chuffed because I didn't have to buy my own Tabasco constantly. It came in the ration packs. And the guys that didn't like spicy foods, the crap hats, they gave me their Tabasco, so I had an endless supply of it. It was amazing. Chuffed. So that's number 10 then. Essential bit of kit, tiny little bottle of Tabasco in your ration pack. So that's my top 10 items of British kit. See how that compares with Bill Stoker. You know, maybe he's got more Twinkies than me, maybe he's got more coffee than me, I don't know. But yeah, check him out, he's got a great channel. I'm not sure whether he compared knife hands and Brecon hands, but it's always, you know, it's a done deal. Brecon hands wins every day. Get some. So check out his channel, he's got a lot of good stuff, and let me know what you think of the stuff that I've talked about today. If you've got any stuff that I haven't mentioned, and I'm sure a lot of people out there will have, any questions about it or anything like that, put them in the comments below, and we'll be seeing you again soon. And don't forget, stay stoked.
You stay stoked.